Hello friends. Welcome back to our channel where we hear interesting stories of our saints. It's me again, Joseph, your host. In this episode, let us go back to 11th century Italy to meet our saint. His name is Anselm of Lucca. Saint Anselm of Lucca is also called Anselm II and Anselm of Lucca the Younger. He lived during a time when the church was facing many troubles. He is known for standing strong for the church and helping it to stay pure. Many people confused him with Saint Anselm of Canterbury, but they are different men. Anselm of Lucca worked mostly in Italy and lived a few years earlier. He is remembered mainly for his role as a bishop and a reformer. Anselm was born around the year 1036. He came from a noble family in Mantua, Italy. His family was rich and important, but Anselm chose to live simply and follow Christ. His uncle was Pope Alexander II. This gave Anselm a close view of the church from a young age. He saw both the beauty and the problems in the church. Anselm was educated with care, studied scripture and church law. His early education helped him later in his work for reform. As a young man, Anselm was very serious about his faith. He was known for being kind and wise, even when he was still young. Many people saw that Anselm had a special gift for leading others. He was respected for his honesty and his deep love for the church. When Anselm was still young, the church was struggling with corruption. Some bishops were being chosen by kings, not by the church. This caused a lot of problems. Anselm supported the reforms started by Pope Gregory VII. These reforms wanted to end the buying and selling of church offices, called simony. They also wanted to stop kings from picking bishops. Anselm believed that only the Pope should have the power to appoint bishops. He thought the church should be free to do God's work without being controlled by rulers. Because of this, Anselm sometimes had to stand up to powerful people. He even had to leave Lucca for a time because of disagreements. But he never gave up. Gregory VII recalled Anselm to Lucca, where he zealously enforced clerical discipline, particularly the common life for canons, as decreed by Pope St. Leo IX. The canons resisted, defying papal interdict and excommunication. Supported by Emperor Henry IV, they revolted in 1079, expelling Anselm from the city. Anselm found refuge at Canossa with Countess Matilda of Tuscany, becoming her spiritual director. In her territories, he imposed strict order on monks and canons, famously declaring he would prefer the church have neither rather than tolerate indiscipline. As one of Gregory's most faithful supporters, Anselm played a crucial role in combating the investiture abuse. A scandal rooted in feudalism, where bishops' lands made them vassals, leading to simony and unfit appointments. After Gregory's death, Pope Victor III named Anselm apostolic legate in Lombardy, ministering vacant dioceses amid the controversy. He was never Bishop of Mantua, despite some claims. Anselm's courage helped the church stay strong. Its actions showed others that it was possible to stay faithful even when it was hard. Anselm was chosen to be Bishop of Lucca after his uncle became Pope. At first he did not want to accept the position, felt unworthy and unsure, but he obeyed and accepted the role. As bishop, he worked hard to bring reform and to help his people grow closer to Christ. He focused on making sure the church was pure and faithful. Anselm was known for giving away church goods to help the poor. He believed that the riches of the church should serve those in need. He also made sure that priests lived holy lives. He taught them to pray, to preach well, and to avoid sins of pride and greed. Even when people fought against him, Anselm stayed faithful. His time as bishop was full of struggles, but he trusted God to guide him. Anselm was not just a leader, he was also a writer and a teacher. He wrote important works on church law. One of his writings helped organize the laws of the church more clearly. His works include a collection of canons, later incorporated into Gratian's Decretum. He wrote, Contra Gubertum et Sequesses, Aegis, defending Gregory VII against Antipope Guibert and condemning lay investiture. And he also wrote an unfinished commentary on the Psalms for Countess Matilda. His work made it easier for others to understand what the church taught. It helped later leaders to make good decisions. Anselm also wrote sermons and letters. In these writings, he explained the faith in a simple and clear way. He wanted people to know and love the truth. He spent time copying the Bible and other important texts by hand. This was before printing, so copying was a very important task. Anselm loved learning, but he loved God even more. His writings were meant to help others live holy lives. Anselm died in 1086, not long after many of the reforms he fought for began to take root. People already thought of him as a saint because of his holy life. Pope Victor III officially declared Anselm a saint in 1087, just 1 year after his death. This was very fast compared to many other saints. His feast day is celebrated on March 18th. He is the patron saint of Mantua and also of those who fight against corruption in the church. Anselm is remembered for his strong faith, his love for the poor, and his courage in hard times. His example gives hope to those who serve the church today. Even now, many people look to Saint Anselm of Lucca as a guide when facing struggles in the church and in the world. There are some interesting facts about Saint Anselm of Lucca. Number 1, pioneer against lay. Investiture, Anselm's personal refusal, foreshadowed Gregory VII's reforms, marking him as a proto-Gregorian reformer during a matter of life or death for church governance. Number 2, Countess Matilda's confessor. As her director, he influenced one of medieval Europe's most powerful laywomen, who championed papal causes. Number 3, monastic retreats. His repeated withdrawals, example Polyron, highlight his monk-like ideal amid episcopal duties. Number 4, scholarly memory. Known for instantly recalling church fathers' exegesis on any scripture passage. Number 5, primary sources. His life, once attributed to Bardo of Lucca, was likely written by a priest in Matilda's suite. 7,300-line poem by Ranierius also survives. So friends, what can we learn from this great saint? Firstly, Saint Anselm of Lucca shows us how to stay faithful even when things around us are hard. He lived at a time when many people in the church were not doing what was right. It would have been easy for him to give up or stay quiet. Instead, he chose to speak the truth and stay loyal to God. His courage reminds us that we are called to do the right thing, even when it is not popular. We can ask ourselves this question: when have I had to stand up for what is right? Secondly, Anselm's love for the poor also speaks to us. He did not hold on to riches or power, gave to those in need, and taught others to do the same. His actions show us that faith is not just about prayer, but also about serving others. When we help people who are struggling, we are living the way Anselm lived. How can I serve the poor like Saint Anselm did? Thirdly, Anselm reminds us that being a leader is not about being important. It is about serving with kindness and honesty. He accepted the role of bishop even when he felt unworthy because he trusted God. How can I be a faithful leader in my family, school, or parish? We may also feel small or unsure at times, but God can use us in ways we do not expect. What gifts has God given me to help others? And finally, his life teaches that even one person standing for truth can make a big difference. When we feel pressure to go along with what is wrong, we can remember Anselm. We can ask God for the strength to stay faithful like he did. Thank you, friends, for watching and joining me in the story of Saint Anselm of Lucca. I hope his story can inspire you. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more faith-inspiring contents and stories of our saints. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. See you next time, and may the Lord bless and keep you always.